I'm Ketki Rastogi. I'm a solution consultant with Adobe and yeah, I specialize in Document Cloud. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can work with Adobe's Document Cloud while staying in the comfort of your Microsoft solution, productivity solutions that you would be using, right? So let's begin this session. The agenda of this session is fourfold. First, we're going to be talking about the challenges that are being faced by organization today. Then we're going to be talking about the solution of how you can, manage these challenges. Basically, we'll be discussing how Adobe Document Cloud, along with Microsoft, is your answer to the challenges that are being faced by organizations today. What are the benefits that organizations have reaped out of our solution? And also, we'll talk to you about some customer references, how they used our integration and our ecosystem to manage their document processes a little bit better. So let's talk about the challenges that are being faced by organizations today. So some aspects of businesses have changed forever. All the interactions have now become digital first. Even when you're on a sales call or you're talking to a customer, it's generally on a web platform, right? Or a video conferencing solution that you're communicating on. And one of the major aspects of any external communication is documents. So digital engagements today in today's day and age have become digital. And also the workplace that we are in today is a hybrid workplace. Sometimes we are working from home, sometimes we are working from office, and we need a solution that will help you manage your documents like you did it in the previous physical environment. You should have the same access to your document from the comfort of your home or your office. And everything, all interactions today are experience driven. So we need to provide a good experience, not only for our employees, but also for our external ecosystem, could be our vendors, customers. We need to give them a good document experience. We need to give them polished documents that we communicate our business upon, right? So once you talk about documents, 8.5 out of 10 businesses consider that digital documents tools and processes are mission critical to their organization, right? If you look at the world outside, there are trillions of PDFs that are out there on email, cloud, web, right? So these documents or these PDFs out there, that they need to be really well managed. So in Adobe solutions alone, around 250 billion or 250 trillion documents were opened. And it has been noted that most of the conversations that, or most of the file exchanges that you do within Outlook, 40% of those are actually PDFs that are being shared. Also, during this pandemic, 69% of businesses started using e-signatures, but also a lot of them felt that they needed to have a solution that could do both. You should be able to send a document through e-sign, but if you were present in the company of someone, you should be able to offer them your tab wherein the document was stored, and you could just give it to your customer and they could physically sign it then and there. So you need a solution basically that can help you manage online electronic signatures, but also if you wanted to do in-person signatures, that could be managed as well. So that's where Adobe comes in, because there are documents throughout your organization, be it sales, marketing, supply chain, procurement, legal, IT, finance, HR. All of these lines of businesses have documentation that is intrinsic to that team, right? So HR will have employee onboarding, benefit enrollment, performance review. IT will have external documents like vendor selection, security and business community, or internal documents wherein they are offering support to internal teams, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of documents that are being created and are being managed in your ecosystem. Of course, the documents these documents have actionable information, and we need to ensure that these documents are available to everybody in the ecosystem and they have a good experience while creating these documents. What does that mean? That means that you should be able to create compatible documents to your workspace. You should be able to create these documents within familiar applications. So if you're using Microsoft suite of products, and you should be able to create PDF using the Acrobat plugin right in that ecosystem, right? You should be able to collaborate well with your documents. You should be able to audit these documents, archive them well. And if you want to bring about automation, like creation of documents on the go, or send these documents automatically to someone after certain actions have been achieved, you should be able to do these automation using Adobe Document Cloud and Microsoft. So to sum it all together, what an organization needs today is to improve productivities for its employees. Because if your employees have a good experience, or you have a good experience, you will be able to translate that the same experience to the customer, or to your vendors, or to your external ecosystem that you interact with. So you need to be able to improve the productivity of your teams. You need to be able to ensure that the documents that are being created are secured and compliant. Also, you need to ensure that you should be able to manage the licenses that you have with Adobe in an easy manner. So that's where our Adobe Document Cloud integration with Microsoft comes in. With this, you will be able to empower your employees and delight your customers and vendors, decrease the risk of there being uh, wrong information in your documents, and also improve compliance and security of your documents. Since this is a plug and play solution that you have, it is rather quick to deploy, and you'll be able to generate value from this Adobe Document Cloud and Microsoft solution together very quickly. So let's look at how we are going to be manage all of these three aspects, beginning with improving productivity. How can I help your everyday life, uh, manage your everyday life a little bit easier with our solution and our integration into Microsoft? So what we have seen is when you have a disconnected tech stack, you have solutions that don't talk to each other. Maybe you have multiple PDF providers, and you have your Microsoft solution that is also in your system. You're continuously going into both of these solutions to manage your documents. If you have to convert a document from docx to PDF, to make some edits, you may have to again convert that PDF to docx and then make the edit. So it's a very cumbersome process. So the business impact that this has when you have a disconnected tech stack is that 32% of employees feel that their work week is spent on unimportant tasks. 67% struggle with delays and rework. 83% say that low value tasks limit their ability to get work done on time. 24.9% of businesses lost major customers due to document process failure. Maybe you were not able to capture the right information or put the right information into the document. And also the document accessibility. Accessibility is really important in today's day and age, wherein you need to make documents that are easily readable by people with different abilities as well. So document accessibility challenges also account for a 21.3% productivity loss. But if you were to have Adobe Document Cloud and Microsoft 365 solution within the same ecosystem, it becomes an all-in-one solution with, which will help you boost productivity. People would be able to collaborate with ease with each other. You will ensure that the documents that are being produced have a higher security, because when you're creating a PDF, the intent is to create a secured file that when sent to someone should not be editable. So with this, with having Adobe Document Cloud and Microsoft 365 in the same ecosystem, the business impact was that 48% employees had a better experience. 81% of employees want mobile accessibility of their documents. So if you're reading a document on your desktop, and suppose then you have to travel back home, you may want to, scroll through that particular document on your way back home, and you should be able to do that with ease. And with Adobe Document Cloud, you would be able to do that. 91% want tools to increase their efficiency at work, and integration with Microsoft applications save up to 43 hours per year for every employee that uses this particular integration. So these are certain numbers that tell us that yes, having this integration is really beneficial for our ecosystem. But let me tell you a short story and give you a short demo on how it can actually improve the everyday experience, and what your everyday experience would look like if you were to have Adobe Document Cloud with Microsoft, right? So I'm going to wear the hat. So, so I have two personas here, right? I have Megan Brown, who is a marketing manager at Contoso. And right now she's trying to onboard uh, actually another company to create assets, to create marketing content basically for her team. So the team that she's trying to onboard is called Tailspin, and they have a contract manager called Brian in there. So what Megan wants to do is Megan actually wants to generate a contract, customize a contract as per her requirements, send it across to Brian, and get the documents signed and back into her ecosystem rather quickly. So let's see what will this entire process looks like, right from the time when Megan is trying to create the document and then send it to Brian. So let's wear Megan's hat. So we'll go into Teams first. We'll go into the appropriate channel here, legal and compliance. We'll go into files, and we'll open up these files in SharePoint. So let's look at the PDF services that Adobe provides within SharePoint. So as soon as she clicks on the files in SharePoint, it'll open up the SharePoint site, and she can look at all the files that she needs to go through. So there is this Contoso contract process presentation that she also wants to edit and then share. So she'll open up this document, review this document right here from SharePoint. So she's not opened up Acrobat to view this file. She's gone on to SharePoint, clicked on the PDF, and opened it up for her to review and give her comments on it. So she'll go ahead. She can look at the thumbnails that are provided. She can also scroll through this document using the bookmarks that are there in the document. So using the bookmark, she goes through the contract process consideration, and she feels that there are certain there are certain changes that are needed. So this great process should be in one line. Also, this all parties sign off should be an e-sign off, because we are going to be sending this document to Brian via our e-sign solution. Also, the communication that is right here should be in a single line because it is not appropriate. So she's asking her colleague, Conrad, to actually make all of these changes. So she'll go ahead, click on save. If she wants to search through this document, she can just click on the magnifying glass, find content in this document. Also, she will be able to download this file if that's what she wants, and she'll be able to do certain activities like organize this file, combine this with another file, or export this PDF into another format, so on and so forth. So there are certain actions that she can take on PDFs while staying in the comfort of SharePoint, wherein her files are stored, right? Once she's done doing all of this, all she wants to do is to share this file to Conrad and have him make the appropriate changes. So she goes, shares this file. Conrad, in his own time, will make all the changes that she has requested for. And now she wants to create a document or a package, a contract package for Tailspin. So in that contract package, she'll select all the documents she wants to send. So she wants to have a master's agreement. She wants to, of course, have a non-disclosure agreement because this company is going to be creating marketing content for them. She'll have that process presentation describing exactly what she needs from Tailspin. and also the product price list that she wants to share. So then she's going to use this combine pages by Adobe feature, which will allow her to combine all of these files. So these files, as you can see, some of them are in Word format, docx format, some of them are in pptx format, a presentation, and we also have an Excel sheet, an xlsx format, right? So all of these different formats will be combined into a single PDF. Here she can scroll through the file, she can arrange these files the way she wants, and she can just go ahead, click on combine, rename it, because now this is specific to Tailspin. The package that she has created is specific to Tailspin, and she wants Brian to sign off on this package. So she'll go ahead, scroll through the document. Everything looks good. Again, she'll just refresh it. And once the contract that she has prepared, the package that she has prepared is ready for signing, she'll put it into the signing folder so that it makes it easy for her to look up this document and then send this out for signing. So now let's look at Adobe Sign as to how she will send this document out for signing, right? So in this case, again, there's no need for her to log into a different solution. Even there's no need for her to even come to Acrobat for that matter. She can send this document out for signing while staying in the comfort of SharePoint. So again, she'll open this document in a new tab. You can see she's got the contact information. So Brian's information is right here, his address is there, email ID is there, but we do not have his phone number. It's something that we hope to capture during this once he signs the document, right? So we'll select him as a contact and then click on the Adobe Sign link there and click on send for signatures to send the document out for signatures to Brian. Now all we have to do is to select the right file that we want to send to Brian for him to sign. So we'll go into the shared folder, go into legal and compliance. We'll go and look up the Tailspin contracting package that we just created, open that up and attach that. After that, we'll just put in Brian's email ID. The document package is already attached, so we'll just put in our customized message to please review and sign this document for approval, and then go ahead and put in the places where we need Brian to actually sign this particular contract. So we can scroll through this contract. Everything looks good. Here below, we are also asking Brian to put in his phone number. And we'll also add the signature block so that he can add his signature at the appropriate place. So we'll go in, we'll just click on send and send this file out to Brian for him to sign. Now now suppose I want to know what's the status. I as Megan wants to know what's the status of this document. I don't really have to go into SharePoint every time to look up the status. I can do that even from my inbox in Outlook, right? So I'll go into my Outlook. And now that I want to see what has transpired, has my agreement been signed or not signed, I'll go into this Adobe Sign section and click on agreement status. Now this will list out all the agreements that I've ever sent out for people for them to sign. And I click on the package that we have actually created for Tailspin. So I can see that this is out for signature. The document has been sent out, but it has not been signed just as yet. Now let's see what Brian's experience will be like. So Brian will again come here. Brian possibly is on the go and needs to go through this document on his mobile phone. So he'll have an email. He'll open up the email from Megan, click on the link that is there on the email, and then start reviewing the contract. So you can scroll through the contract, review it, and then give necessary details. So we've asked Brian to add in his phone number as well. So Brian, of course, agrees and gives his phone number. And then he's asked to sign the document. To sign the document, Brian can type just like he did right now. He's drawing the signature. So he can also type the signature, draw the signature, or upload an image to be his signature. Once done, he'll just put in his name and click to sign to actually sign the document. Now, again, how does Megan come to know that the document has been signed or not? She'll again go into agreement status in her Outlook because that's the application that she interacts with on a daily basis. She'll go into the agreement statuses and see that yes, this document has finally been signed by Brian. Now that this document has been signed, she wants to see what has happened in SharePoint. So when she goes into SharePoint, looks into her contacts, she sees that not only has Brian signed the document, but also his information that we were trying to collect has come back. So we've been able to get back his business phone number from the capture that information while he was signing the document and push it back into SharePoint. So this integration that Adobe has with SharePoint is bi-directional. So if you have certain information in SharePoint that you want to push onto Adobe Sign, you can do that. You can also have information being captured in Adobe Sign during the course of a contract being pushed into SharePoint just like it's done here. So once that is done, she again goes to Adobe Sign to check for the status here. She can see that the package has been updated here. And also what has happened is in the general group, there's a notification that has been sent across that this particular document has been signed, and this is the audit trail for this document. So her entire team that is a part of the general group has now got a notification that we have got a contract in place with Tailspin. So now we can begin sourcing all the marketing content that we had initially set out to do, right? And how was this possible? So this was possible using Microsoft Power Automate, wherein we set up a simple flow that basically whenever a document gets signed by your instance of Adobe Sign, it will send in a notification into your teams telling the team members that so and so document has been signed. So it's a simple flow that we set up which helps you automate this information, hence ensuring that the entire team is timely informed of all the activities that are being done from a contractual perspective, right? And of course, there is a review and audit trail for the entire document. The signed contract, the document will be stored in the signed contract folder. You can open up the document and also open up the audit trail. And this audit trail answers to 4 Ws of who did what, when, and where. So basically, for every step or every action that was incurred on the sign on the document while it was being signed, we will capture these 4 W of who, what, when, and where, right? And of course, you can also see this blue bar on the top, right? That helps you, that talks to the authenticity of this document, telling you that yes, this is a signed document and it's a valid signature that you have in there. So that is how strong our relationship is with Microsoft, wherein you will be able to interact with Adobe Document Cloud solutions while staying in the comfort of your Microsoft. So right now I spoke about SharePoint, but even if you look at Office 365, right? So you can see we have Acrobat ribbon here, wherein you can use this ribbon to create PDFs as per your requirement. You can restrict editing. It'll allow you to set up passwords, or also if you want to see the options, you'll be able to, create bookmarks, ensure that only relevant metadata is captured, right? You'll also be, so in PDFs, we have something called actions. So you can set up, in Acrobat, you can set up certain actions like, you want to save a file, and after you have saved the file, you want to apply a watermark on it. Maybe you want to secure it with a particular password. So these are certain steps that you would need to take. Instead, you can set up an action, and these actions you can actually these actions will actually be accessible to you from within your Microsoft solution as well, right? So we have this very deep integration, not just with OneDrive, SharePoint, Power, you know, uh, our presentation solution, Microsoft PowerPoint. We also have these integrations for Outlook or Word and Excel, right? Wherein you'll be able to send the documents out for signing, or also store them or save them appropriately. So let's go back. So we just saw that we were able to send out this document and get it signed, and also capture relevant information while we were sending out this document. So it's safe to say we have a very good integration with the entire suite of Microsoft 365 products. So another thing that I want to talk to you, we have a special integration with Teams. So suppose, a lot of times you're communicating with your customers during a Teams call, or you are an HR and you're onboarding a candidate while you're in after you've interviewed them on Teams. So how can you send an offer letter uh, while uh, while you're in a session with a particular candidate on Teams? So let me just show you this quick demo. Just give me a moment. So I'm just going to show you this quick demo of how you could send documents while a call is going on, and have the candidate sign the document then and there.
We are glad to be here. Hi, Dhanushka. So now we
Same
have
here.
the offer letter. So I'm quickly going to send you the offer letter over this chat, and let's get you onboarded very quick. Okay, so I've sent you the offer letter. Yeah, I received the offer letter request for signature direction. So do I need to review and sign it, right? Yes, yes. Please go ahead and sign it. Yeah. And can you please sign it here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, click on sign.
And that's it. That's how easy it was for the HR to send a document to a candidate and have them sign the document, have them review the document and sign it then and there. So that's the power of our integration in Microsoft solutions, wherein you can even send documents while you're having a conversation and get those
We are
documents
glad to
signed.
be.
So now let's go on to the next topic. So now this is how, we have already spoken about productivity and how you will be able to enhance productivity of your employees and also of yourselves, right? When you're using this particular integration that you have with Microsoft and Adobe. But also, let's talk about the second aspect. How will you be able to improve the security and compliance that your documents need to adhere to as per the businesses that you are in? So we already know PDFs can be created even with Microsoft. If you didn't have if you didn't have Adobe in your Microsoft solution, you could still create a PDF. But are those PDFs the same than the ones that are being created via Adobe? The answer is no. So you will be able to create more secure PDFs. You'll also be able to create access. You will be able to create accessible content. So you just like when I was showing you, to save a file, I could ensure that the file had bookmarks, or if there was certain multimedia that was there as a part of the file that I wanted to share, and that multimedia was retained when you are, creating your PDF, you could choose that multimedia option as well while creating the PDFs. Also, you could redact data if you were using Adobe Acrobat Pro, which will help you give more security to the document. And of course, remove all the metadata that you do not need. So securing documents using Adobe Cloud, of course, with Adobe Cloud, you will be able to provide password and certificate based protection, wherein you'll be able to set up passwords to ensure if if someone wants to open up the file, if you don't want them just viewing the file without the password, you could do that as well. If you wanted them to view the file but not be able to edit it without a password, that kind of security configurations can be made as well. Also, PDFs, whenever they are created, tend to carry a lot of metadata. Now, some metadata is super important. Metadata like bookmarks that make your PDFs more accessible. These are important forms of metadata. But then there are a lot of metadata that talks about PII, the personal information that you may be sending across along with the particular document. You need to ensure that you need to remove the relevant metadata, the PII information of your employees shouldn't go out of the organization. And you can do that with Adobe Document Cloud using Acrobat solution. We also help you redact information. So if there are certain select things that you want to remove from from a particular document. A use case of this was in the financial sector, wherein the particular organization was getting RTI complaints, right? And they needed to post these RTI complaints on their online platform. But while doing so, they had to remove the person's information, right? The personal information that was there on that particular red letter. So this organization was actually kind of downloading the document, printing it out, and using a marker, redacting that section, and then uploading the RTI into their websites. They could have done that even using Adobe Acrobat Pro, wherein certain sections they could have just redacted and ensured that these sections will not be retrievable by the person viewing that particular document. So basically, you will be able to, just like I showed you, you'll be able to create PDFs in a secured format while staying in the comfort of your Microsoft Suite, right? So here you have so many options while you're saving and creating a PDFs. So I spoke about creating bookmarks because these are good metadata to have. Also ensure that the multimedia file gets preserved. And suppose you want to preserve the slide transition. Suppose you have made a lot of efforts into creating animations in your deck, and you want to preserve them while you're sharing the deck in a PDF format. You could do that as well. Now let's talk about compliance and standardization. So Acrobat adheres to ISO 32000, SOC 2 Type 2, ISO 27001, FedRAMP tailored, GLBA ready, and FERPA ready, right? These are certain compliances that our solution adheres to. What we have also seen is in a lot of organization, just creating PDFs, simple PDFs is not enough. What you need is different types of PDF. So there are different standards that different people use even in PDF. So we have simple PDFs that everybody uses. We also have PDF slash A. Now this is slash A is for archival, and it has been developed for a long-term file storage. So if your organization was the one that wanted to look at documents that were worked upon today, even 50 or 60 years down the line, saving it as a PDF slash A format will ensure that this file survives the test of time. And even with the new technologies that will be available 50 years from now, you will still be able to open up this document and read what happened, and read basically the document and its content. We also have PDF slash E, which is basically for engineering. This is a standard that is intended to address key issues in the areas of large file formats like drawings, multimedia, file form fields, and rights management, right? So this is basically for engineering drawings that you're creating and you want to share those across your organization. We also have PDF slash X, which is actually used by designers to ensure that the content that is created generated is print ready, and the fonts that they are using, the images, the color profiles are correctly embedded into the file. Right now, when you talk about Adobe Sign, which was the solution that we were talking about previously, when we were talking about SharePoint, and how the person was signing a document. Even Sign, ensures that the documents that are being signed here in India are legal, compliant, and secured. Especially while you're routing the agreement, you're sending it to different stakeholders to sign that agreement or give an approval or execute that agreement. Of course, there are certain standards that we adhere to. Again, ISO 22300 and 22301, ISO 27000, GDPR, PCI DSS, FedRAMP tailored, so on and so forth. Right? We have put in a lot of work to ensure that the documents that are being sent out for sign are secured and compliant documents. Then let's come to the third pillar, right? Third pillar was to be able to provide organizations with easy admin, a method for you to manage your licensing for your entire team in an easy manner. So with just having Adobe and Microsoft 365 in Microsoft 365 in your organization, you will ensure that you will have a single admin console wherein you will come in, give access to the right people for the right licenses. You'll have seamless and secure collaboration amongst people, and you'll be able to create secured and compliant documents that are being created in your organization. So, what are the benefits of this? So, benefits are, of course, it helps you increase productivity and collaboration with Acrobat. We saw how easy it was for Megan to review a particular document, tell Conrad and her team to make specific changes, and all of that, right? Ensure security of document while staying within the ecosystem of Microsoft and Acrobat. Cost effectively integrate e-signature with to speed transaction and workflows with Acrobat, right? So from within SharePoint, we were able to send across documents for signing as well. And of course, lastly, we spoke about streamlining license management and procurement. Now with Microsoft, you can basically give the capability, you can have the capability to work wherever you are, whenever you want from the device of your choice. So if you wanted to work out of a mobile phone, wanted to review a document, you could review a document in liquid mode, helps with easy readability of the document. Also, you need to be able to deliver exceptional experience. Now we have integrations with 35 plus apps in Microsoft ecosystem. This helps you deliver exceptional experience not only to to your employees but also to your external ecosystem of customers and vendors, and also leverage your IT investments. You have already made a lot of investments into your Microsoft suite of products that you carry for all your employees. This will help you ensure that you're utilizing that investment to the maximum by ensuring that Acrobat is also there in the same ecosystem. So with Adobe Sign, what we have seen is you will have a 30%, 30x times faster cycle time. So you'll be able to get your documents signed 30 times faster than it would be when you were signing it through the paper route. Also, since you're no more printing the document, sending it via couriers for the person to sign, you will save approximately $21.5. People have Organizations have reaped benefits of up to 519% ROI from going from papered signing to e-signature solution, and 48% more effective with Microsoft and Acrobat Sign integration. Right, so the effectiveness of both the solution is much more when used in cohesion. So what are the customer references? Let me talk about this particular case study of a bank that we have. This is a UK-based bank wherein what but when the COVID hit, they had to shift from being offline to being more accessible online. So the customers had requested for more online presence and they wanted more self-service options. So there were documents like, typical documents like address changes that you may have, requesting for a credit card. All of this, what TSB, what the customers of TSB had to do was they had to go to their bank or write out physical letters, have the banks approve them, and then update the address or give them a credit card. So what they did was they got Adobe Acrobat Pro DC into their ecosystem. They made use of Acrobat Sign. They made use of Microsoft Power Automate and Microsoft Team. So with Adobe, they introduced a lot of self-service documents wherein they could make these personnel changes or even apply for loans using our Adobe, using documents signed via Adobe Sign, right? So how did this help them? How did they realize a value in this particular solution that they had enrolled to the customers, right? Now there was speed to value. So for 140,000 forms were processed in 3 months and replaced approximately 15,000 branch visits. Right. So people were able to create these requests from the comfort of their homes and just send it to the bank, and the bank would make the requisite changes. More self-service options. So 21 digital self-service forms were launched within months. Also reduced branch visits, which we have already spoken about, that they were able to massively reduce the branch visit that the customers had to make to their branches to get address changes, loan approvals, things like that. So not just TSB, but other customers have also benefited from this particular integration. So we have Workday, who is a customer, KLM, that's an airline, that's a customer that has utilized both Adobe Document Cloud and Microsoft 365 integration to be in their ecosystem and provide a better experience for their employees and their external ecosystem. So that is it from my end. And if you have any questions, I'll give you back 10 minutes and we can take those questions right now. Also, I want to share the contact information of Pallavi and Neha. They are document management experts on our team, and you can reach out to them for more if you want more information. So if you have any questions, I can take them now. Okay. Okay, so that means I've given an excellent session that nobody has any questions. Is that the case?
There is a Q&A pod on the top. So if anyone of you have any question, you can write it down in the Q&A section.
Yeah.
There is a Q&A button on the top. You may not be able to write it down in the chat box, but there is a Q&A section. You can write it down there. Okay, there is no question. I think we can wrap up. Yeah.
Fair enough. Please feel free to connect with Pallavi and Neha if you have if you need more information.